What's going on, MSFers? Duelim here, back here with another video. And today, we've got the Night Stalkers reworks, how you're gonna build them, how big you should build them, and the T4s. So, as you can see, both of mine are G19, level 100, 2 diamonds. I did already have 2 diamonds on Agatha from a long time ago. And then I did have 1 diamond on Moon Knight, and I ended up putting a 2nd diamond on him. I don't know if it's really necessary, but we'll start here. So at these stats, at this level, the stats are pretty nuts. I mean, 7.8 million health, 500,000 damage, 120,000 armor, 104,000 focus, 102,000 resist. Speed, still 105, so Moon Knight's a very slow character, but he does a lot of damage. So we'll start off with his kit here for his basic. It's called Lunar Strike, so it's attack primary target for 340% damage. It's 280% damage, but you don't have the T4. Gain a random positive effect for 2 turns from this list. Counter, offense up, or speed up. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Shadowland or Night Stalker allies, which is pretty cool. This T4 is kind of meh, honestly. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. There's really no need to use this T4. It can be okay, but I don't think it's really a necessity. But yeah, that's fine. It's just an extra positive effect compared to the non-T4 version. It's whatever. For the special Night Guardian, so attack primary target for 360% damage, rebound chain to 6 to 7 adjacent targets, which it's 6 to 7 when you have the T4. It's 3 to 5 normally for 290% damage. Gain 100% crit chance on any target that has a negative effect, which will be everybody. This attack cannot be blocked. In raids, it cannot be counterattacked. And then counterattack breaks this chain. So in raids, it cannot be counterattacked. So in raids, the chain can't be broken, which is really nice. I like that. But outside of it, it can be broken. This will go off turn 1. So this special does do a lot of damage. And remember, he's at 105 speed, so you're most likely going to have other people going in front of him, such as like Man-Thing at 120, or Blade or Oath going way before him, putting out negative effects, so it's guaranteed going to be critting, which is really nice. This T4 is pretty good to have, honestly. It's extra damage. It's also an extra 3 to 2, at least 3, possibly 4 more extra hits for the chain, so that's really nice. The ult actually goes off turn 1. Death from above. Attack all enemies for 380 to 500% damage, plus apply heal block. I have no clue what determines if it's going to be 380% damage or 500% damage. It's really weird. I don't get how that works. 50% chance to apply up to 3 additional negative effects for 2 turns to each enemy from this list. Bleed, blind, defense down, disrupted, offense down, slow. It's pretty much every negative effect that's not trauma. Gain 100% to 200% focus. Again, I don't know what causes that. I don't understand. It's very arbitrary and RNG. I don't get it. I actually want to ask the devs what this is, because it's very odd. And if this character has 3 or more Night Stalker allies, this is actually the T4 here. Clear all positive effects on each enemy, and this attack is unavoidable. I think this T4 is an absolute no-brainer because of this line right here, clearing all positive effects on each enemy, and it's hitting everybody. It's a no-brainer. Absolutely put this on here. It's going to clear all the positive effects from every enemy, and this is not tied to raids, so it's just the Night Stalker team, so this is really good. So that's nice. Going for the passive, Fist of Khonshu. This character cannot block, so this is in his passive that he does not block, period, plain and simple. On any character's turn, if this character has deflect or minor deflect, flip them to offense up, fill speed bar by 20%. And you'll see he gets a lot of deflect from Agatha's kit when Agatha basics. She gives deflect as well, so it'll just pretty much flip it to offense up, which is pretty interesting. 15% damage reduction, 40% resistance, 30% max health. Also, Shadowland allies gain the 30% max health, which does nothing because we're not going to use them with Shadowlands. Haven't in a long time. And 50% damage. The T4 is gaining an extra 20% max health, which I think, honestly, at these numbers, it's worth it because 20% of 5 million, 6 million is like 2 million. So definitely worth, or it's like 1.4 million, 1.5 million. So I think it's definitely worth it to put that T4 on there. As for ISO choice, his basic is a single target. His special is the chain, and then his ult hits everybody. So I think Raider is going to be absolutely best on him. I have him equipped as Striker right now. For some other reasons, check out that video for my CC defense. I'm going to try some new things. So Raider, I think, is going to be best overall for the team because his Striker attack literally does not do pretty much anything other than gaining an extra positive effect from the lit. That's not worth it at all. So yeah, Raider on Moon Knight, I would say take him up to gear 18, level 100. If you're really into Cosmic Crucible, I would say gear 19, honestly. This guy's going to be pretty good. I feel like they're going to be extremely, extremely good in War. I feel like they're going to be really good in Cosmic Crucible as well because of the speed callouts this team has. So I'm going all in on him. Honestly, I might put the third diamond if I see his damage is kind of nuts and I'm liking what I see. I may end up putting the third diamond, but I am saving some diamonds for Shuri, who's going to be coming to the diamond store relatively soon. So I want to make sure Black Panther Shuri gets all of those diamonds as well. Next up, we've got Agatha Harkness. That's right. There's also a costume here that's going to be coming out. The WandaVision costume. I don't know how this is going to be released, but this should be pretty interesting. I really like the costume. It looks way better than the old Hag version of Agatha that we've had. So I really much rather this one. So coming in with her stats, she has 7.2 million health, 540,000 damage. Her armor is at 260k, which is absolutely nuts. Focus is pretty good at 100,000. Resistance is really good too. Speed still at 1 to 14, a little slow, but she don't need to be fast. The rest of the team is. Plus, you got to remember, Man-Thing is giving, I think, 20% speed to everybody on this team, and then Oath is giving another 5% speed to on offense to all of her allies, so it's kind of like a Kang passive. So add 20% to this, and she is really, really fast, honestly, compared to everybody else in the meta. So for her basic Witchcraft, attack primary target for 275% piercing, which piercing with this damage number is absolutely nuts. So keep that in mind. If the primary target is Mystic, deal 5% of the target's max health. Apply 1 deflect up to a maximum of 3 to self and all Darkhold and Night Stalker allies. Again, that helps Moon Knight's kit because Moon Knight will flip those deflects and that block chance to offense up. So he's going to have offense up a lot more, which is really, really nice. And then that goes to Darkhold and now Night Stalker allies. And then call 1 random adjacent Darkhold or Night Stalker ally to attack the primary target. Called ally attacks for 50% damage, and then in arena, obviously Darkhold stuff. So the T4 just adds more piercing to the primary target, which I don't know if is worth it or not. I really don't think it is. This team gets a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy going out in this team, especially in raids. So I don't know how much Agatha's going to be using her basic. But her cooldowns are pretty long, so it could be a possibility that she's going to basic a lot. Obviously, her special is not the longest cooldown, but her ult is 10 turn cooldown, so that's a lot. So I don't know if her basic is worth T4ing. I did because of the arena call out back in the day, so most people probably do have this one T4'd already. So if you don't, it's not a big deal. If you do, cool. Coming in with her special Binding Enchantment, attack primary target for 190% piercing, apply slow. If the primary target has slow, bonus attack for 120% piercing and apply stun. If the primary target has stun, bonus attack for 120% piercing, plus prolong the duration of all negative effects, excluding ability block and stun by 1. This just gives you more damage. Do I think it is worth it? No. Am I going to do it? You're damn right I am, because we have T4s coming out of our keysters, so might as well just throw it on to make her numbers bigger. As for the old RuneScape, attack all enemies for 150% piercing, plus bonus attack 2 times for 150% piercing. I actually did not know it did that. That's interesting. Apply heal block for 2 turns, offense down for 2 turns to all enemies. Apply stun to Icarus, Hero Mystic Blaster, Icarus, enemy with the highest damage, and apply stun to Cersei, Hero Mystic Controller, enemy with the highest damage. So that's just the Icarus and Cersei call out. Most of us have this T4 on there already because that essentially was the Icarus and Cersei counter when Darkhold came out and Eternals were still arena meta. So the T4 here, well, actually, let's keep reading. So heal self and all allies for 35% of this character's max health, which, look at her max health now, is 7.2 million. 1/3 of this is 2.4 million. That's a lot of healing. So a lot of healing coming out there. And then barrier, self, and all Darkhold and Night Stalker allies for 30%. So that's another 2.4 million. So it's a 2.4 million heal plus like a 2.1 million barrier. That's kind of nuts. And then gain 2 ability energy for each mystic enemy. So that's going to be really nice to have as well, up to a maximum of 6 ability energy. This attack gains 50% extra focus for each mystic enemy. So all these mystic enemies, if you're going into a bunch of mystic energy, she just really doesn't need the focus. Honestly, I don't really think she needs the focus with the stat change, because you saw how nuts the stats were. And then coming in to her passive, Salem Survivor. Oh, wait, the T4. It just gives you an extra 20% of this character's max health as barrier. Why not? Do it. It's survivability. Go for it, because the other ones are kind of useless, so might as well do the ult. You most likely already have this one on to counter the Eternals, so that's fine. As for the passive, on spawn, gain 2 death proof. When this character or any Darkhold or Night Stalker ally drops below 30% max health for the first time, do the following. Clear Disrupted on that character. Flip 4 negative effects into positive effects. Apply defense up and stealth to that character, so a lot of survivability on this team. Barrier that character for 30% of this character's max health, which is, again, that massive health pool. So it's about like 2 million, which is really nuts, like 2.4 million. When an enemy drops below 30% max health for the first time, do the following. Attack that character for 100% piercing. Remember, 100% piercing of 538,000 damage hits like a truck now. So that's a really, really, really good hit. Attack that character for 100% piercing. Flip 3 positive effects into negative effects on that character. Apply Disrupted. Apply Deflect up to a maximum of 3 to all Darkhold and Night Stalker allies. Everybody's going to have block every time Agatha pings, so Moon Knight's pretty much always going to have offense up. So Moon Knight is going to be hitting like a truck as well. And at the end of any turn, if this character has Taunt, gain Stealth, gain 50% focus. Darkhold and Night Stalker allies gain 50% focus. And then gain 25% drain. Darkhold and Night Stalker allies gain 25% drain. So this T4 gives the drain. 100% do it. That's going to give you survivability. This is not tied to raids as well. So 1000% do this T4 if you have not already. As for her ISO choices, I think Raider is going to be the best choice for her now. That she really does not need the focus boost. So I really think Raider is going to be the best choice for her, because, again, she doesn't need that focus boost. Her pings can crit as well, just like Kestrel pings can crit. Her ult hits everybody. Her special hits multiple times. And then her basic is only going to hit once, but doesn't really matter. I think she's going to be a really good Raider because, again, she does not need that focus boost from Skirmisher. Do I recommend taking her to 2 diamond? Nah, probably not. 1 diamond's probably enough. I would say G19 level 100 because her stats are absolutely nuts. She is hitting extremely, extremely hard. She is going to be an essential raid character. She's also going to be ridiculously good in Cosmic Crucible and War because a lot of her kit is not tied behind raids. I think actually none of her kit is tied behind raids, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's all just Night Stalker allies. So nothing is tied behind raids. So she could be really, really good. She could make, she could make Darkhold relatively okay again. Possibly. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. But I do think they are really, really good reworks. Now, do I think they are worth taking to Dark Dimension 7 or Dark Dimension 8? For Dark Dimension 7, maybe. I mean, he's City, but we're taking full Spider Society, and full Spider Society is doing great in DD8 as well, so I don't think Moon Knight is worth it. As for Agatha, she's global, and there are some not the best global choices for DD7, so you could, but at that point, I think Orcus might be better, and who has a lot of extra Mystic gear lying around for DD7. As for DD8, I don't think you take out a Orcus member for her or drop Apocalypse for her, because I think it's just APOC and the 4 Orcus members dropping Omega Sentinel, so I think that is going to stay the exact same. I don't think that's going to change at all. But that's going to be it for this one. Build your Moon Knight and build your Agatha Harkness because they are absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to try some things in Cosmic Crucible and War this week, and I will report back, and you will see those videos to see how well they did. But that's going to be it for this one, gents. Until next time, this has been Dom. Later, MSFers.